If you've ever looked around and wondered why some people seem to grow wealth steadily, calmly, almost invisibly, while others earn decent money and still feel financially stuck, this video is for you. Because wealth is rarely built in public. It is rarely dramatic. It usually doesn't look exciting. And most of the time, it doesn't even look rich. The truth is, quietly wealthy people tend to follow a set of rules that are easy to miss because they don't feel flashy enough to go viral in everyday conversation. These are not lottery rules, not get-rich-quick tricks, not secret loopholes. They are invisible rules. Rules that shape how money flows, how risk is handled, how lifestyle is controlled, and how time quietly does the heavy lifting. And once you see these rules, you start noticing something important. Many people are not broke because they are lazy. They are broke because they are following loud rules in a world that quietly rewards the opposite. So in this video, we are breaking down 7 invisible money rules quietly wealthy people follow. The rules most people learn too late, if at all. Stay until the end, because rule number 7 is the one almost nobody talks about, and it might be the most important of all. The first invisible rule is simple but rarely followed. Quietly wealthy people protect their cash flow before they protect how they look. Most people do the opposite. They use their income to upgrade what other people can see: the car, the apartment, the wardrobe, the lifestyle. And what other people cannot see, the savings, the investments, the margin, the freedom, gets whatever is left over. Quietly wealthy people reverse that order. They make sure money keeps flowing in, flowing out in the right places, and flowing into assets before any of it gets spent on appearance. To them, cash flow is oxygen. You don't decorate the room before you make sure you can breathe in it. Once cash flow is stable, then maybe lifestyle upgrades come, but never the other way around. The second invisible rule is one of the hardest to follow because it goes against almost every cultural signal we receive. Quietly wealthy people treat lifestyle inflation as their biggest enemy. When their income goes up, their lifestyle does not automatically follow. A raise does not mean a new car. A bonus does not mean a vacation upgrade. A new job does not mean a new apartment. For most people, every increase in income gets absorbed by an increase in spending. That is why so many people earning good salaries still feel financially fragile. Quietly wealthy people see lifestyle inflation for what it really is: a quiet tax on their future. Every dollar absorbed into lifestyle is a dollar that can never compound. So they raise their lifestyle slowly and raise their savings rate aggressively. That gap between income and lifestyle is where wealth is actually built. Rule 3 may be the clearest line between people who become wealthy and people who stay stuck. Quietly wealthy people buy assets before they buy status. An asset is anything that has the potential to grow in value or produce income over time. Index funds, real estate, a business, skills, equity, cash-generating systems. Status, on the other hand, is anything that signals success to other people, but does not return money to you. Most people chase status first and assets later, if at all. Quietly wealthy people flip it. They accumulate assets for years, sometimes decades, in silence. They drive normal cars. They live in normal homes. They wear normal clothes. And then eventually, if they choose to enjoy more visible luxuries, those things are paid for by the assets, not by their paycheck. That is the real difference. Most people fund status with their income. Quietly wealthy people fund status with their assets, once their assets can comfortably afford it. The fourth invisible rule is about removing willpower from the equation. Quietly wealthy people automate the financial decisions that matter most. They don't rely on motivation to save. They don't depend on discipline to invest. They don't hope to remember to transfer money each month. Instead, the system runs without them. Saving is automatic. Investing is automatic. Bills are automatic. Debt payments are automatic. When money lands in the account, the most important decisions have already been made. This single shift changes everything. Because the real reason most people fail financially is not lack of intelligence. It is inconsistency. Life gets busy, emotions get loud, priorities shift. Automation protects you from yourself on the days you don't feel like making good decisions. And over years, that quiet, boring, automated consistency outperforms almost any clever strategy. Rule 5 is one of the most misunderstood ideas in personal finance. Quietly wealthy people respect time more than they respect timing. Most people are obsessed with timing. When is the market going to dip? When is the perfect moment to invest? When is the right year to buy a home? When will the economy be safe? They wait, and wait, and wait. Quietly wealthy people accept something most people resist. Nobody can consistently time the market, but anyone can consistently use time. So they start early. They invest regularly. They stay in for decades, not months. They let compounding work in the background while they live their lives. To them, time is the most powerful financial tool that exists, and the one most people throw away while waiting for a perfect moment that never comes. Rule 6 is the rule that quietly protects wealthy people from the disasters that wipe out everyone else. They build invisible margin into everything. Margin in their budget, margin in their savings, margin in their debt levels, margin in their schedule, margin in their decisions. Most people live optimized for the best case scenario. Their budget works only if nothing breaks. Their car payment fits only if nothing changes. Their lifestyle survives only if income keeps rising. Quietly wealthy people live optimized for the worst case scenario. They keep emergency funds. They avoid maxing out their borrowing capacity. They undercommit and overdeliver financially. When life hits, and life always hits, they don't collapse. They adjust. That invisible margin is what allows them to keep their assets while everyone else is forced to sell at the worst possible moment. Margin is not boring. Margin is freedom. And finally, the most important invisible rule of all. Quietly wealthy people define wealth as control, not as appearance. To them, wealth is not the car, not the watch, not the trip, not the brand, not the title. Wealth is the ability to say, I don't have to. I don't have to take this job. I don't have to stay in this city. I don't have to answer this client tonight. I don't have to worry about that bill. I don't have to be in a hurry. That feeling, calm, optional, unbothered, is what real wealth actually feels like. And once you understand that, everything changes. You stop chasing visible upgrades. You start chasing invisible options. You stop competing for attention. You start building autonomy. You stop needing money to impress people. You start using money to remove pressure from your life. That is the rule no one teaches you in school, no one teaches you at work, and almost no one teaches you online. But it is the rule every quietly wealthy person eventually learns. Wealth is not what people see. Wealth is what you no longer have to do. So those are the 7 invisible money rules quietly wealthy people follow. Protect cash flow before appearance. Treat lifestyle inflation as the enemy. Buy assets before status. Automate the decisions that matter. Respect time more than timing. Build invisible margin into everything. Define wealth as control, not appearance. None of these rules are loud. None of these rules are exciting. None of these rules go viral on their own. But together, over time, they quietly build the kind of life most people are still chasing in the wrong direction. If this video helped you see money differently, subscribe to Invisible Money Rules, because that's exactly what this channel is built to reveal: the rules behind the rules. And remember, the loudest financial advice is rarely the most useful. The quietest habits are usually the ones that change everything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.